Did you know that Winston Churchill and his wife Clementine were absolutely deeply in love? Churchill apparently once said that my most brilliant achievement was my ability to be able to persuade my wife to marry me. So, who was Clementine Churchill? Clementine, or Clemmy, was born in 1885 and she was the daughter of Lady Branch Hosier and her husband Sir Henry Hosier. Clementine's paternity has often been disputed because her mother was known to have a number of affairs, and so it isn't known whether Sir Henry was her father or not. Her father also had loads of affairs, and as a result, she and her elder sister, Kitty, had a rather unhappy childhood. This is Kitty, Clementine's beloved elder sister. Clemmy and Kitty's childhood was rather unhappy because their parents separated. And then as a result, she and her sister became the helpless hostages in a bitter battle over custody and finance. And then even more tragically, Kitty died here at the age of just 17 from typhoid, leaving Clementine all alone. As a result of her childhood, Clemmy grew up to be a rather shy, introverted character lacking in self-confidence. Happily, at one point in her childhood though, she was sent to a grammar school headed by a really inspiring headmistress called Miss Beatrice Harris. Miss Beatrice saw in Clementine an intelligent and studious young girl. Clemmy's headmistress encouraged her to be self-reliant, self-confident, and to really strive for women's rights. Clementine had also blossomed into a very beautiful young woman. Although Clementine may well have wanted to go to university, all talk of university was banned because she was about to be launched into society. And although many men approached her and were interested in her, none could actually match her intellect or create that spark. That is, until the young Winston Churchill entered her life. Clementine and Winston first met at a ball at Crewe Hall in 1904. But it wasn't until March 1908, when they were both sat together at a society dinner, that they truly met each other. By all accounts, the spark was instant, and it wasn't long until Winston decided to propose marriage to Clemmy. And later that same year, they were married. She was just 23 and he was 10 years older. Following an extensive honeymoon, they returned to London where they set up home. And over the next 10 years or so, they welcomed 5 children into their home: Diana, Randolph, Sarah, Marigold and Mary. Devastatingly though, their daughter Marigold died when she was just 3 years old from sepsis in the throat. As well as being a devoted wife and mother, Clementine was always deeply interested in politics and supported her husband to the hilt. And during the World Wars, she was deeply passionate about charitable work. During the First World War, she set up canteens for the munitions workers. And then during the Second World War, she was the chairperson of the Red Cross Aid to Russia Fund. And she was the president of the Young Women's Christian Association Wartime Appeal and the chairwoman of the Maternity Hospital for the Wives of Officers. Her great dedication to charitable work was rewarded with numerous honours. And yet throughout all of this, she always kept a low profile, always allowing Churchill to thrive in the limelight. And yet she was always there supporting and helping her husband. And Winston himself actually credited her as the primary driver behind his astonishingly successful life. She accompanied him on many state visits and was always there at his side when he needed her. And during his bouts of acute depression, she would be there to try and lift him out of it. Winston also confided everything to Clemmy, and together they would come up with the best course of action. She was sensible, level-headed, and always gave good advice. Of course, they had their differences, as with every marriage, but I think that they always had this great enduring love and a great sense of humour, which helped them to get through things. And I also think that they had a shared love of animals, as we can see here. And here, when they were visiting the London Zoo, Clemmy is holding on to a little baby cub. I also think that Clementine had an impeccable sense of style. Look at this ski equipment here. She looks amazing. And I absolutely love this photograph. She's really rocking those sunnies. I love this photograph of Clementine just laughing her head off. I would love to have known what Churchill was saying to her. In 1963, 2 years before Winston's own death, their eldest daughter, Diana, took her own life. Diana had tragically suffered a number of breakdowns during her lifetime, but in 1963 it was just too much and she took an overdose. Naturally, her parents were completely and utterly devastated by this, and I don't think Churchill actually recovered. He died in 1965 at the age of 90 after 56 years of marriage. Clementine was aged 80 at this time, and she was created a life peer as Baroness Spencer Churchill soon afterwards. Lady Spencer Churchill went on to outlive her husband by another 13 years. She died in 1977 of a heart attack at the age of 92.